seeing about like cloud computing architecture and its management. Cloud computing and its management. So here we are going to seeing how the cloud architecture will be there, how they are going to be implementing, how they are going to be maintaining the applications, how they are going to be shifting the applications from one platform to the another. Okay, that is the third unit. Means mainly we are going to seeing the architecture and its management. And the fourth unit we are going to see cloud service models. In this, whenever we are using any services from the cloud, at that time there are different kinds of services. Each service will be having pros and cons, right? According to that, we are going to be using our services. Okay, so that is the fourth unit. And fifth unit, here mainly we are going to seeing like a cloud service providers who are going to be providing the services to us. Okay, which service we have to use. Okay, mainly how the vendors are going to be providing the service to the users or the end users. These all things we are going to see in the fifth unit, right? So this is the total syllabus of your fifth cloud computing, right? So we'll see our session. So first of all, cloud computing. I know everyone know what is cloud computing. Everyone are going to be using, right? So what will be the course outcome for this? Okay, what will be the course outcome means whenever we are using from what we are going to be learning from this course means finally we are knowing about various computing paradigms, right? And all the fundamentals of the clouds and architecture, how it is going to be deploying and managing, right? And how the service providers are going to be providing all the services to the end users, right? And how the vendors are going to be providing tools, applications, services from the cloud. Okay, how to identify these all outcomes we are going to be seeing from this course, right? So next, so before going to this cloud computing, you should be have a knowledge about like a cloud computer networks. I think almost you people has been completed computer networks, right? And OS, operating systems, and distributed systems, right? So, at least basics knowledge of these three subjects, right? We can easily understand the cloud computing, how it is working, what are the services it is providing, these all things, right? Next. So, mainly take this textbook, Ma, Chandrasekharan. Okay, in this, all five units will be contained. It's neat and the clear explanation has been provided in this textbook. So, Chandrasekhar and K, take this textbook, right? And reference books are also there. But almost five units, each and every topic is available in this textbook. Okay. So let us see our first unit, okay? Cloud computing paradigms, right? Computing paradigms. We are going to see different paradigms, how this cloud is going to be providing the services to the users, right? So first of all, we'll understand what is this cloud, what is this computing, right? So here, first of all, what is this computing? Computing is nothing but its ability is to solve a problem or a task or to run a program, right? Means its ability is to solve any task, right? Any task or a problem. Cloud is nothing but it is a network or a internet, okay, where it is providing all the data, information, hardware, software, all kind of a services to the end users, right? So cloud is nothing but it is a network or a internet. Okay, it consists of data, information, hardware, software. Many application services will be there, right? And computing, its ability is to solve the problem, right? So simply we can say that cloud computing, it provides information, okay, either a hardware or a software services to all the end users, okay, at any time, any place, any location with minimum cost, right? So now nowadays everyone are using Gmail, Facebook, Twitter, right? Everything we are going to be using. So at that time, this cloud is going to be providing all the services. We are not going to be maintaining, okay, just whatever we are using the services for that we are paying, okay. By sitting at our home, we are going to be accessing with the different devices or anything, right? Devices, laptop, desktop, mobiles, tabs, you can access from that, right? That's why we are saying that cloud computing is a independent, okay, and it is going to be providing its services at any time, any location, okay, any location with any device, but with minimum cost. It is providing the services, right? So that is the cloud computing, right? So in this cloud computing paradigms, okay, we are having these all topics, high performance computing, okay, parallel computing, distributed computing, cluster computing. We'll see one by one how this computings and what are their advantages and disadvantages, how it is going to be providing the services to the user. Okay, each and every computing paradigm is having the different different dimension, and it is going to be providing its services to the users, right? So before going to this high performance computing, first of all we'll understand how this before cloud computing has been came into the picture. At that time, here everyone are going to be using centralized computing, distributed computing, right? So at that time, before this cloud computing, here centralized computing was there, ma. So I think everyone know about this centralized computing, right? So here, centralized computing means here we are having one server, okay? It will be located at one place, and many clients are going to be connected to this server, okay? Here, whatever the server is there, here we are going to be storing our data, information, everything we are storing in this cloud, right? We are storing in this server. So whenever the client or users are requesting the data, at that time this server is providing the services and they are going to be responding to their clients, right? So everything they are going to be maintaining at this central server, right? So here central computing, mainly we can say that example for this central computing mainly mainframes, okay? Mainframes is the example for this central server, okay? Here they are going to be storing all the services, and here whatever the clients are connected, okay, they does not have any computing access, okay, they does not have any computing access. So simply we can call these all clients are the thin clients, okay. These clients can be called as a thin clients. Why we are saying thin clients means here every server is only providing the services to the client, okay. Just clients are accessing the services from this server, right? That's why we are saying whatever the clients are connected to this centralized server, that are thin clients, right? Thin clients. Remember this word, right? Thin clients. An example for this centralized server is mainframes, right? So here simply we can say centralized computing means it is a central location and all the clients are attached to this server and they are going to be utilizing the services from this servers, right? So we are having advantages and disadvantages. What will be the advantages, ma? What will be the advantages? Just a minute, ma. Meanwhile, you people can chat. What will be the advantages for centralized computing? By 9:30 sharp, you people have to enter, ma. You have to log in. Otherwise, I am not going to give any permissions to you. Why many people have not got any invitation mail? Whoever didn't get invitation mail, please send your details to me personally in my WhatsApp so that I can rectify what is wrong, right?